Welcome to Success Stories with SSA, where we celebrate the remarkable journeys of individuals who have fought their own battles to achieve success. Here, we delve into inspiring stories of perseverance, determination, and triumph, showing you that with right mindset, every challenge can be overcome. Today, we are thrilled to have Ashish with us on the series. Ashish, we are so happy to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself to our audience and share a bit about your journey?
Yeah, hello. I'm Ashish Choudhary. I recently graduated from Bazaar Institute of Technology, Chennai, with BTech in CSE, specialization in AI and robotics. And currently, I'm working in Accenture as an advanced app engineering analyst in Gen AI stream. Previous to that, I have worked as associate data scientist at Policy Bazaar for a duration of 6 months. Other than that, I also have an internship experience at DRDO Delhi. And when it comes to my interest, my technical interest lies in data science, that is machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. And non-technical interest is public speaking and fully and freely communicating my ideas.
Thank you, Ashish, for that wonderful introduction. So, we would first like to start with your academic journey. Why did you choose your particular course of study?
See, choosing engineering, it was like after my class 10th, I had two options. That is either go into medical or come into engineering. It is not like there was any pressure, but my interest. And class 9th and 10th, I was introduced to Java. So I thought coding is my cup of tea. Thinking that time, I thought that coding is my cup of tea, but it eventually it was not like that. But that was a factor that drove me to engineering. And I ended up here in VIT Chennai.
Okay, so Ashish, my question is like, what were the some of the impactful projects that you did during your engineering, and what was the tech stack that you used?
Okay. So like majorly my field is as of now also and previous to that was data science. So there was some course curriculum based on that, like machine learning, ED, exploratory data. So pertaining to that, I had done projects in one in machine learning and the other in deep learning, majorly the computer vision part. So the tech stack uses like majorly Python, and you can go ahead with the libraries of Python to build those projects.
Okay. Now we'll move on with your internship experience. So, can you walk us through the interview process with DRDO?
Um, like my first internship experience is at DRDO. With DRDO, it was like during initial phase only when it was summer semester of the second year. So majorly in DRDO, more than interviews, like you need to mail the authorities regarding your interest much prior to your joining. And once the HR responds, then they will ask you. That interview process is not that typical. The only thing is that your luck should work that they respond back, since they have number of applicants coming. So they'll ask you to like as of now till that I had knowledge of coding only, the basic coding, and projects were not that much also. So they said that are you adaptable to working in other languages. First they asked me my languages, C plus or some questions into that, and later on they said that if we switch to Python or any, will you be able to be. So I was like confident answering them, so they literally accepted. So it was not majorly into very technical round, but more of like the lengthy process of applying and then waiting for your response.
Sure. So, Ashish, can you please share your role, tech stack, and experience with your internship at DRDO?
Okay, so like DRDO tech stack was majorly based on like C++ and Python. It was based on the project was like Monte Carlo simulations. So yeah, visualization and data generation was done via Python, and all the iterations of the Monte Carlo simulations coding was done in C++. That time I had done DS in C++, so I used that only. So like it was like 2 months internship. No, so they don't expect at initial level of second year to be that much to build a project to them. My 6 months
Okay,
internship, I have built various projects there.
yeah, so Ashish, you have also done your internship at Policy Bazaar from January to June. So it was a 6 months duration internship.
Yeah.
So can you please explain us about the interview process, like how you were able to crack that like Policy Bazaar internship?
Yeah, so policy was our internship. Like, there were initially, like, there were two roles to it. Like, either you can go ahead with the software part or either in the data science team. So I opted only for the data science team. So it will consist of 3 rounds. The first round is like initially they can give you a data set and you have to do some coding, like the initial, that is the data pre-processing. As you advance more, they can ask you a bit of visualization. And since if you have mentioned ever in your projects that you have worked with machine learning algorithm or something like that, they may expect you to build a basic machine learning algorithm, the basic libraries. That is the first round. That is a data set, random data set they will give you, and the pre-processing, and you have to explain every step majorly. Second round will be your, again, it will be, they will say that it's based on your resume, but they will dig deeper into your technical experts. Why the following algorithm has been used, the standard questions related to machine learning. They may go ahead like, what is overfitting? How will you, if you say, I'm going to prevent it by regularization, what types of regularization means related to your project, what tech stack you have used, but quite a deeper into it. And the once you clear it, the third round is your HR round. The HR round standard questions, basically. Not very tough, but those standard questions, all we need is to be confident while answering those questions, that you can avoid being fumble there. So the standard HR question, that why you want to join the company. So before joining, you just go through the website and also, and you can prepare yourself with some few points with that, and why you're interested into this. Any moments in your life when you were down, all basically, and your hobbies. If what is your weakness? Those standard questions which you'll get given. It's like,
Can you please share your role, tech stack, experience, and projects that you worked on with Policy Bazaar?
When it comes to my role, it is like as an associate data scientist there. Tech stack is like, again, so I work there primarily on the NLP task. That is, there were natural language processing task. So coding was like Python only. So there, like in Policy Bazaar, you have heard, no, the majorly no, telling on the upper level, as I'm not allowed to dig deeper. So like they will make numerous calls to the customers. No, so they will have transcripts. So and this will be text only. So on the basis of them, you are applying some transformer models to infer further about those calls. So NLP task coupled with transformer models, you can see.
Having discussed about the placement process and the interview process, we would now like to discuss about your placement preparation. So, when did you start your placement journey, and what resources, be it books, online courses, mentors, were most helpful during your journey?
So, like, I am a person who's quite started quite late when I went off campus to the campus, and when I could not crack internships, those paid ones, and that was the time I realized if not now, then what will happen at the time of the placement season. So, majorly the like the buzz we hear, no, it's DSA, data structure. That time I was not even inclined I should go into data science or something like that. It was like getting placement in any field possible. There only I will build my interest. So I started with DSA majorly when it comes to data structures. The resource I refer is driver sheet to do those questions. I was not that good at coding, so from basics till there I took the stand those set of the questions available to the drivers. Then apart from that, in DS, once you think DSA is fine, you can go ahead with your core subjects, starting from DBMS. Okay, again DBMS, I think I had referred to for DBMS like Apna College and other some standard YouTube channels. So DBMS, and always it is better to have a knowledge of SQL also, because it will help in your data science role as well as in the software roles. So SQL I did, and followed by then operating system. So there was operating systems. I think it was Love Bubber's series I watched for the operating systems, and network and communication was the last which I tackled because my inclination was not that much towards it. There you can majorly focus on the TCP and the OSI model. And since it was online for us, no, so online we took these subjects lightly. So it was during when we came to realize that it's in campus placement they last. That time I got quite serious.
So, Ashish, our next question is basically we want to know the whole process for the Accenture that held in on campus. So we would like to know the number of rounds that you appeared in, and what were the questions, and how did you tackle each and every round and got the job.
So Accenture will consist of like the first round is like open to all the students. It was done in the campus itself. So the first round is like it consists of your MCQs round. MCQ will be based on the English, critical thinking, analytical skills, some basic concepts of MS Office, and some pseudo codes. So once like if you are able to do, and just the major thing is that the time limit you can check. So you can do any one sample check to some sample questions so that you go through how much time you're taking pseudocode. Accordingly, you can divide yourself. Once you clear MCQ, majorly most of the people clear MCQ, you proceed to the coding round. Coding questions will consist of two questions, and the first one will be an easy problem. Second one, it depends upon your luck. For many people, at times it comes out to be easy. For mine, since luck sometimes almost never favors me, so it is like it was a medium level DP problem, a standard questions of DP, but based on that, right? So when it comes to Accenture, when it comes to coding, you can focus on array and strings more. And when I say array and strings, taking consider into the bad time complexity of a luck, you should be good at recursion and the standard problems at DP. You should be able to think those problems. Okay. Once you and you should pass both the codes actually. Not one will work, both the codes. Once you are able to pass both the codes, there itself will receive a message. And now once you pass the coding round, things become easy here now. Majorly half of the battle, or almost 75% of the battle you have already won. Next comes to the communication round. Communication round, what I feel is like if you are in a good college like VIT or some other college, like so majorly many of the students go through the communication round. It will be like they will give you a passage to read. They can give you some jumbled words and you have to make a sentence out of it, or a starting line of the story they can give you and you have to form a story out of it, or and then they'll also check your listening skills. They can tell you one story there for 30 seconds, and then you have to repeat what was told in those stories. Once you make it through the communication round, you proceed to the final round, which is interview round. Here, interview round is a combination of both technical and the HR. When it comes to technical, it will be majorly based on your resume, the projects which you have mentioned. They will ask you again the what tech stack you have used. You can prepare some standard questions pertaining to that. That what was the problem statement. They can ask you like if the same project was to rebuild, what changes you would add. That is basically what you mentioned in a future scope of the project, right? So you can go ahead with that. And when it comes to the HR questions, so for technical they'll majorly focus on your projects, and they will also ask you, "Okay, apart from these projects, have you handled any main project?" They mean to say about the capstone project or something, any. And then they can ask you the questions based on your projects, like who was the team lead, if you were the team lead, if there were some disputes in the team, how did you tackle it? Okay. And then some of the HR questions they'll ask you, mention any moments when you failed in life. So what did you learn from it? Then apart from that, some of the like HR questions what were asked to me, like majorly, and then every interview majorly ends with one thing: any questions for me. So make sure you ask certain questions so that you show your interest towards that company. And then they'll always standard ask is why you are choosing for this company. So you can go with the core values of any company. When it comes to Accenture, we talk about change. Even in the policy bazaar, you can go through the core values of any company. You should always go through before interview.
Thank you for explaining that, Ashish. We would like to know which research papers or book chapters did you publish and in which domains, and how did these publications help you boost your career?
So when it comes to like, I have published two papers and an extended version of second paper is a book chapter. So like the first paper is vehicle efficiency prediction using machine learning algorithms. So basically all the majorly machine learning algorithms have been used in predicting. So it was a basic one, but it's published in IEEE. So followed by then, as a part of 6 months project, I worked on like securing IoT. So the machine learning and the deep learning part of it is published in Springer in a conference, but the extended version of it, where federated learning has been used, is right now into processing as a book chapter in Taylor and Francis group. So this has been some part of my publication. Now, how they boost is like when it comes to data science role, they always want some experience. So you can show your experience in terms of either internship or in terms of publications. Projects is one thing, but a valid proof can be an internship. If you don't have internship, go ahead with some publications also. It's always good to have them in your resume, as it boosts your resume.
Thanks, Ashish. So, moving on to the extracurricular part, how have extracurricular activities like clubs and societies played an important part in your personal and professional development?
Yes, clubs, I always say like it plays an important part when you have to be confident and you want to be confident, you should join clubs so that you can enhance your skills. You don't fumble during interviews. You are able to tackle interviews because there has been certain instances of my friends who had thought that they know technical part more than me, very frankly, and they were out from the HR round, which is very strange to hear because and that is when you are out from an HR round, that is the heartbreak type because your family is almost expecting and people say HR round is anyone can pass and you are out from that and you have went through the major struggles part of like the last part of the journey which you thought would be very easy turned out to be tough for you. So you should join club if you think you are low confident or you don't have an idea or you don't have an experience to showcase yourself, your skills. Because until and unless you're not able to express what is the use of knowing things, right? So in interviews, it is very necessary. Your confidence level and everything is checked. So you try joining club as per your time. At least one club you should always join. I joined FYI in VIT Chennai.
Okay. So thank you, Ashish, for that. My next question is like, I know you have already answered that you're working in the data science domain in Accenture, but we'll really like to know a little bit more about your current role and the tech stack that you are working in.
Currently, like as I joined recently, so like I'm into the training phase before deploying me into a project. So majorly my training revolves again. They are giving from basic to the advanced. They are starting with like data pre-processing, followed by before data pre-processing. Because data science involves about your mathematics also, linear algebra and statistics. So linear algebra and statistics, followed by your data pre-processing, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, NLP, and then they will take to Gen AI, where you'll study about your transformers, BERT architecture. So this is the basic roadmap. Like if you want to advance in data science career.
Thank you, Ashish. We would like to know from you what advice and suggestions would you like to offer the engineering students on how they should plan their 4 years of study?
Okay. What I feel is like first year is the time you step out of your J journey, whether you succeed or not, to life explore life and see which area of interest. Like when it comes to technical interest, you can go ahead because there's so many domains. Whether you want to go web development, Android, or data science. So first year you can give to that. But I always say when it is, don't make mistake like me that first year your CGPA drops down. You take fun but try because later on increasing it would be more difficult to you as compared to the initial phases, and we'll see that in initial year you can bring a good CGPA. So first year into this, second year is the time. The later second year, you should, as an ideal student, you should start DSA if you want to go into good companies, the ideal good companies where everyone dreams about, and try like you can secure an internship because experience always counts, right? And when it comes to your third year, if you're not able to get an internship, a paid internship during your those 2 months, it's always better to have because the chance of getting converted into PP and then you get relief from all those tensions which revolves around the placement season. If not, then give those 2 months to nicely to prepare yourself for the interviews so later on you don't regret, right? And during this journey try to keep yourself not to a decent level of CGP as per your college, so that at least in the filter rounds you don't suffer, that you're not able to showcase your skills itself. So these were these, and during that engineering time, make memories and enjoy life.
So true. So thank you, Ashish, for sharing your inspiring journey with us. It was a pleasure having you on Success Stories with SSA. Your experiences and insights are sure to resonate with our audience and inspire many others on their path to success. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank. It feels so nice to be on a platform where I can experience so many good questions coming up, and then I can at least help if somebody watches it.